Ready when you are.
Hello and welcome to episode number 59 of Unrelenting for February 10th, 2023. We're broadcasting live on the No Agenda stream on YouTube, on Rumble, and some places I'm sure we don't even know of.
Could be.
I'm Darren O'Neill.
And I'm Gene. Sir Gene. There you go.
He's surging.
I'm totally surging.
But it's just very weird that right before we started, you're like, hey, we're going to do YouTube and Rumble today, because after our last text interaction, my big bit of content for today's show was we should probably go back to doing video. So I guess you fucked that up totally, because here we are.
I don't know. I don't know if I screwed anything up. Why would you say that?
No, it's like you.
By the way, you can't say the F word on YouTube in the first 10 seconds of
that wasn't the first 10
video.
seconds.
It kind of was.
No, it wasn't. We had the whole intro first.
Because I haven't started the stream yet,
Well,
so I'm
that's
just
your
letting
problem.
you know.
See, I don't know when you're starting your stream.
So this is a PG version of the show. Thanks.
We weren't going to be monetized anyway. Let's be really honest about it. It's just the way it goes. It was never going to happen. But yeah, the audio only versions, the podcast, it's like, I think all of my podcasts have the same fan base, and nobody outside of that fan base,
that makes sense,
is friends with the people in the fan base, because nobody is telling people to listen to the shows.
Well, have you thought about getting different hosts?
Maybe. I keep trying to get Jennifer, so that would, I think, open me up to a whole bunch of people that, either don't hate you or don't hate Bemrose. Nobody seems to hate Larry, though. Everybody seems to love Larry. But they're split on you. They're split on Bemrose.
Interesting.
I don't know why. But hey, that's just the way it is. And that's why it's fun to mix it up. I don't think I could it would be hard to go into the vein of like Steve Dahl and Gary Meyer that did a show together 5 days a week for years and years and years.
Yeah.
I think that would drive me nuts to talk to the same person every day for hours.
Yeah, I could see that.
The variety is nice, although it also just kills everything, because as you've pointed out, one of the secrets to success of a lot of these people on YouTube and elsewhere is that they do daily content. Where I do daily content, it's all in a different place, so it's kind of not like doing daily content. So it doesn't have the traction, if you will.
Daily content, definitely, with the consistency and everything else, it's a good thing. It gets things moving.
It's like a good laxative.
People
notice. And it's like the same thing. I've looked at a bunch of, because I'm always looking for new YouTube channels. And I know you watch YouTube a lot.
I watch quite a bit of YouTube.
But there's very few channels that I enjoy that have very consistent content. And when I'm looking for new things, I will say, if it's like, oh, they haven't released something in 2 or 3 weeks, so it's like, well, I'm probably not going to subscribe because it seems like it's not enough content to subscribe to. Always looking for more. So
I think there's two different questions there, which is for podcasts, which is, do you want to create a niche podcast, or do you want to try and make money? Because the answers are different for those two questions.
Yeah. Do you want to do something you enjoy, or do you want to make money? I would like to do both, but that's the hard part.
Sure.
But making money, YouTube seems to be the place to be.
YouTube is the place to be for making money, for sure.
There's a lot of things on YouTube that are making way more money than any of my shows are, that I look at and go, this is garbage.
Yeah.
So I figure it's got to be the medium, right?
It's got to be the medium, exactly.
Well, the show that you were on a couple of weeks ago, and you were sending me all these super chats and what was coming in per hour. It's like, well, that's way better.
It was a pretty good day, man. Now, I will say that is not like that every day, no matter what the topic of conversation is. That day was some good topics combined with a larger number of people listening. And all of those things combining together were working well.
Well, that's good when it all hits.
Yeah, it all hits, and sometimes it hits, and sometimes it doesn't hit. So it's kind of, it depends. But I will definitely say that it's more consistently able to hit on YouTube than not. I guess that would be the.
Have you started the YouTube link? Because I do not see us live on the Unrelenting channel yet.
Oh, it's not on the Unrelenting channel. It's on the channel that I've been doing shows on.
Nobody has that channel. We have an Unrelenting channel.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So we can let people know what channel it's on, and then have
not the channel that
audience from both sides know what's happening. So I'll get the link in just a second. Let's keep talking here.
You're not a very professional broadcaster by doing this.
This is the first time I'm trying to do both of those things at the same time with no producer because he's asleep right now.
Your Snake? Who is the producer?
No, the guy I've been doing the YouTube channel with, who's been doing YouTube for like 6-7 years.
And he should be helping you get all of this.
Well, no, because he's in California, so he's asleep. They don't get up that early.
We're on Rumble. Are we on Rumble right now?
So,
Can I say hello, Rumble? Are we rumbled yet?
We are, dude. If we're going to talk about this topic, it's going to take longer for me to do this. Start talking about your life, and then I'll get around to telling you where we are and what's running.
Welcome to my life.
Yeah. What do you now? You're alive apparently because we're doing the show, but you weren't alive last week.
What happened? Last Friday morning, the heart issue was flaring up, and I think it's been a combination. The Apple Watch has been great in a few things and letting me understand what's going on. And it's been a few things between it is AFib, which is happening, but it's also the premature beats, which I guess they're called PVCs, which is great when you're trying to search things on the internet because it's like you find a lot of pipe. But these things, I guess for some people, they're pretty much considered benign. A lot of people don't feel them, but some people can have, thousands of them a day, which I'm like, wow, that seems excessive. And people are like, well, yeah, they went to the doctor. And if it's not more than like 10 or 15% of your heartbeats, they're like, it's no big deal. And I'm thinking, well, your heart beats like 60 to 100 times a minute. So if it's like 10, 15% of that, it's like, that's a lot of extra heartbeats going on. But for whatever reason, some people feel them. And
we're now on YouTube's.
Hello, YouTube.
Yes.
We welcome you to the Unrelenting program. Now in progress.
Hopefully things can be heard.
Yeah. Because we've done that a few times where, hey, that's a great video show with no audio.
Yeah. So I'm going to have you check and give the link at the same time, right?
Yeah. You have a
so
link?
Here's the link. It's really easy.
From you?
If you go to youtube.com.
Yeah.
/ampersand.
Yeah.
And then put in.
Not the, you mean the and at sign.
The at symbol. What's it called? Well, the little at symbol.
The at symbol is called the at symbol, I believe. Ampersand is the pound.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You're right.
Sign, yeah.
You're right. Yeah. So it's the at Griftcast.
Grift. Grift.
CAST. Yes.
Griftcast IRL.
Yeah.
The Unrelenting Stream Griftcast. It's live.
And see if there's audio.
Oh, audio. Let's see if there's audio. Now this is.
Yeah, that's going to be the important test.
I was just trying to figure out which browser it was in so I know where the audio would be.
Yeah. Now, it looks like when you talk, there's audio, but I'm not sure that there's audio when I talk. Let's see.
There is, but it sounds very robotic, it seems.
Oh, it does. Crap. What?
And I sound like I'm way in the background, so you're not like routing.
I'm putting the full mix there, so it should be.
Anybody in the troll room would be better because I'm hearing things bouncing back as I hear you as well. But from what I can tell from the video, it was me coming through like not direct. Like I'm hearing me like from a speaker. This is going to be some great content. We should really do this in a non-show format.
Well, but we never talk other than shows, so this is the content for this show.
Oh my God!
It is a test.
People. Yes, this is a test. Only a test. If this were not a test, you would have been told what to do.
Literally, episode 1.
I think that is bullshit.
This is episode 59.
It's episode 1 of the live stream.
No, we've done live streams before.
Well, there's 10 people watching right now. Hello, people.
Hello, people of the earth.
They're saying they can hear me well, but not so much you.
Right. So it seems like I'm not coming through the correct routing.
Darren needs 5 more dog biscuits, people are saying.
This is called gene and audio routing. Do not mix.
For fuck's sake. It's funny because I actually told Manny, the guy that actually runs the YouTube, that knows the video part a lot more than I do, that because I was telling him his audio was screwed up. So he had to fix it.
Uh-huh.
And he was arguing against it, and they finally admitted something was wrong and got it fixed. And I told him, when I'm on with my unrelenting co-host, that guy bitches about my audio all the time. So wait till he says something.
So you're well aware.
Oh, I'm infinitely aware about your bitching, believe you me.
But you can keep working on that.
I'll keep working on it. I'm going to try and improve your dog biscuits up.
It's like I'm not even coming through the right channel is what it sounded like.
I mean, it's easy enough to bump you up here. This is the magic of pushing levers.
Move those here, move those there. I like your background.
Can you all hear him better?
That's very...
He's louder now.
It's very nice, that background you got going on there.
What background?
Behind you.
Oh, the video background. Yes. I'm like, what are you critiquing now, for Christ's sakes?
No, I'm giving you a compliment.
Oh, my
Do you not
God.
know the difference between a compliment and critique?
No, I don't. From you, it's pretty much the same thing, man. It's
either
the same. There's no difference.
Backhanded compliment.
Backhanded, front-handed. They all sound like you're insulting me every time.
I love those headphones. I can barely
we're up
tell
to
you're
14
bald.
people.
Yeah.
14 people listening. Well, I don't do the video show with headphones. I usually have an IUD in my ear.
I like the white headphones. They match the Adidas tracksuit.
The tracksuit, you like that?
Yeah, it goes well to really
pretty
well.
Snazzy. Yeah.
I mean, you should just have a big red Russian flag flying in the background, waving in the wind.
Really?
That would be a good background for you, I think.
I don't know why somebody would do that. That would be bizarre.
It might get you canceled on streams that you can't even get canceled on.
That's right.
But now with the heart issue, going back to that. So
you were out last week. So what the hell happened?
And it went into AFib.
And why are you still here?
I'm also realizing that it was as much as they say that the premature beats are benign, nothing to worry about. Well, I think those were kicking me off into AFib because if a few of them were rolling together, all of a sudden that was enough to set things off. And I'm like, well, something has to be different because while I've had small little bouts with this in the past, this is happening a lot more lately.
Yeah, we're missing shows because your heart's not working.
And I'm like, what is the reason? So I start looking through all sorts of things. And that's when I came across the research of a NASA scientist, doctor, about statins. And I'm like, well, there were a couple of people that complained that AFib, with the start of the statin, they were getting AFib, even though this seems to be a very rare thing. But I'm like, okay, that is true. I just started taking a statin in September. And I'm like, well, if you go and do all of this, it's like, well, one, the root canal and the statin and a blood pressure medication change have all happened. And I'm like, well, which one of these might be causing it? I thought it was first the root canal thing. And then I went to the endodontist and realized it's probably not, while there are issues with the teeth, probably not what is causing the heart issue. So I start looking at the statin thing. And I was about ready to just jettison the statin when doing more research. I came across a thing I think it was WebMD, that was things you should avoid if you have AFib.
Yeah.
And one of them was fish oil. And I'm like,
you should avoid fish oil. That's crazy because that's usually a good, healthy thing.
Well, this is what they say. But if you have AFib, especially high doses of
vitamin
fish oil.
D.
Well, vitamin D is good.
Well, that's the biggest component of fish oil.
But the fish oil itself, in massive quantities, I guess, they said over a gram. And here's the thing. When I started on the fucking statin, the doctor was like, well, he tried to get me a prescription strength fish oil. And the insurance said, no fucking way. So
Okay.
he just said to take 2 grams in the morning and 2 grams at night.
Yeah.
Now, when you read all the data, which, to be fair, is relatively new, the studies look like they were from 2021.
Okay, let me pause for a sec. So the doctor said that you should be taking fish oil, and he tried to give you a script for it.
Correct.
Uh-huh. And you read online that fish oil exacerbates the problem.
Well, the problem they're twofold. One, for the doctor, he was looking at my cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
So he told me to take fish oil in massive quantities, 4 grams a day.
Mm-hmm.
And that was starting in September. And I found out last week on Friday, because I kept digging for a reason why this may be happening, came across the information that said fish oil can make AFib way worse in people that are prone to it, especially in doses of over a gram a day.
Okay.
So that was Friday morning. I took my last fish oil, and yesterday was the first day in a long time I don't think I felt a premature beat. Everything seemed to be right on.
So you're no longer taking fish oil.
Correct. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
So I'm a week without fish oil now.
Okay. And you feel better.
I feel much better. Now, granted, you never know what it is, because I also started taking, as of last Friday, and again, this seemed like it was a magical pill, but Friday morning when I realized fish oil be bad was also where I found out that if you're taking a statin, that the amount of CoQ10 in your system dries up like nobody's business.
Right. Yeah.
Because when I told you that, you're like, wait, you haven't been taking CoQ10? You're taking
I
a
assume
statin?
everybody's doing CoQ10 when they're doing statins. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody told me that, but so that was Friday morning. Again, stopped taking the fish oil. Also found out that the statins were causing a CoQ10 most likely deficiency. So I ordered some CoQ10, and thanks to our friends at Amazon, who don't sponsor us at all.
No.
I got a package of CoQ10 the same day, Friday night at like 7:00. I popped my first CoQ10, and like an hour later, the heart issues were already starting to get better.
Okay.
So I don't know. Again, this could just be the fish oil. I didn't take the fish oil that night, but also took the CoQ10, and also have been adding the natural way to get some potassium, which is eating a banana. But also got a potassium supplement, and just yesterday got some of these instead of Gatorade, which is just filled with sugar and garbage. I got these little tablets, again on Amazon, who doesn't sponsor us,
right?
That you put them into your water bottle, and it basically gives you the electrolytes with 15 calories and 1 gram of sugar, as opposed to all the sugar. And the combination of all of this seems to have calmed things down. Now, which one?
That's the problem with doing everything at the same time.
I agree. But I guess you could just kind of wean off of one and see if that makes a difference. I mean, the reality is the electrolytes are probably a good thing no matter what.
Yeah.
A little extra potassium. I don't think you can really do too much of the potassium. So I think the main thing was the fish oil, because there was actual medical studies done that said, oh yeah, the fish oil can really mess with your heart. And reading the forums with the amount of people that have these, preventricular contractions or something. Is
that what you're calling them?
With the PVC, whatever. The extra heartbeat. There's people that have this for decades. And there's different, like migraines, I guess. There's different triggers in everybody. And they are just very unnerving, which is really hilarious, because one of the things when you look up all of the stuff on the AFib or the extra beats ends up being, well, stress makes it worse. Well, do you know what happens?
Somebody suggested 10 grams of cocaine might help.
Yeah, that'll just speed everything right up to the point you won't be able to have an extra beat because your heart will be going so fast. No room for extra beats.
And then somebody else suggested,
is it not?
Bad thyroid levels can also cause AFib. A lot of heart meds affect thyroid.
Yes. No, there's no question about that.
Not medical advice, just reading comments on YouTube.
Yes. And now, I've had, you don't want to be very careful with the comments on the tube.
Yes.
But I've had everything, all that stuff.
But you should do everything they tell you nonetheless.
Right. If you want to die very quickly. But I mean, it was really yesterday because when you have these kind of issues, and I don't know how many people have, but you start when it's been going on long enough, you kind of feel like, well, this is never going to stop. Especially reading the forums when people are like, well, I've had this for 20 years. And it's like, holy shit, I don't know if I could deal with that for 20 years because, again, I feel it. There's a lot of people who I guess don't feel when their heart's doing all sorts of weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's better or worse than feeling it. But when you feel it, of course, that causes stress, which they're like, well, stress will make this worse. Like, well, of course it will. And if you don't get very good sleep, it'll make it worse. And of course, how do you not get very good sleep when you feel your heart doing backflips all the time?
Yeah. Have you tried oxygen maybe?
A little extra O2?
Yeah.
No.
I'm a big fan of oxygen myself.
I have not as of yet, although I'm wondering how accurate the O2 sensors in the Apple Watch are. Because when I've used the finger
reasonably.
one.
Yeah.
The finger one seemed a little more accurate.
Mm-hmm.
The Apple Watch, though, is showing that my average O2 level is 93%, which isn't great.
That's all right.
It's in the ballpark, at least.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it's over 90, you're perfectly fine. If it dips under 90, then you need to figure out what's causing it to dip under. If it dips under, I think it's 76, then your likelihood of, either passing out or just sleeping all day long are much higher.
And then it shows at least that the breathing seems to be good at night, because I'm assuming that is kind of, while not, again, medical advice, but that is one thing I was kind of surprised the Apple Watch measures is your breathing rate. And while you're sleeping, and it's like, that seems steady, where I'm assuming if you have a bad case of the sleep apnea, then that would probably not be steady, would be my guess, or is that wrong, or do you have any?
Well, the Apple breathing measurement it's using the microphone. So I don't know how accurate I would say that is.
That's weird. So
I have a
guess with how does it even do that?
It's just listening to sound and picking up a beat pattern. How often are you breathing?
Well, how would it even do that? Because I have a speaker.
It has a microphone on it.
No, I get that part, but I'm thinking what is thrown weirdly into it is that I have a speaker 2-3 feet away playing rain sounds while I sleep.
Oh, well, that's no good. That's probably why you're not getting enough sleep. You can't be sleeping with sound.
No.
So it helps you fall asleep.
No, I like the sound. It helps, actually.
Dude, while you're sleeping, it should be quiet.
No, that's horrible. If it's quiet while you're sleeping, then every little time that the heater kicks in, especially in the winter, because then all of the expansion and contraction, things make all sorts of noise. No, I need a little white noise.
Yeah, I think you're not getting enough oxygen to the brain.
Maybe that's been possible, but that has nothing to do with it.
Have you done a test of, what do you call those things? The little Darth Vader mask?
No, I have not. I
guarantee you 110% they're going to tell you to do it.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially with the AFib, because they've been trying to get me to do it for years now.
Have you?
No.
See, there you go.
The doctor, the last thing he recommended is I stopped by and I talked to, there's a new implant available.
Yes, that's exactly what my cardiologist was talking about. It's like he said it's like a, what do you call it? The pacemaker in the heart.
Yeah, it's a pacemaker for your tongue.
That, clears out your passageway so you can get your breaths in.
So, you know how you test 9-volt batteries?
Yes, you put them on your
tongue. That's
tongue.
Exactly what it is. Except it's built into your body. It actually has a battery that is right on your clavicle. And then little wires go through your neck and up towards your tongue. And then when you're horizontal, it starts zapping your tongue. So
nice.
Have fun sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking that might not be the most soothing way to sleep. But according to my Apple Watch, I have averaged 7 hours and 35 minutes of sleep over the past 7 nights.
Yeah. So somebody else said 80s is too low. It's not good at all. 90 should be the lowest. Well, I agree. In a healthy person, you're absolutely right. But you have to keep in mind, most podcast hosts are not healthy people. And good luck being in the 90s without being healthy. That combined with the fact that, while I'm not going to use the boomer word because it's an insult, we're not exactly spring chickens here. So if I was sleeping with a 99% oxygen rate, I'd probably be running marathons instead of recording podcasts right now.
That's probably true.
Mm-hmm. And then Brian in the comments says he got a CPAP, so they talked him into it, and he sleeps like a rock now. He's highly recommending of the CPAP, the Darth Vader mask.
I've heard both from people that have tried it. Some are like, I can't stand it. It drives me nuts. And other people dig it. So which is the other fun thing with all of these issues, especially with heart issues and what triggers them. Everybody is so different that you're having the same symptoms, but totally different reasons for having the symptoms.
Yeah, and I've got a good friend that really is into the whole CPAP thing. He's a big advocate of them. He's had it for like 8 years now. He started fairly young on the CPAP, but he's one of those guys that kind of like, if the doctor tells you, he's just going to do it. I'm the kind that if the doctor tells me something, he's probably lying. So I'm going to look it up, do research myself, figure out what alternatives there are.
Well, at the very least, if it is something that is a surgical option or something like that, you probably want a second and or third opinion, depending on what the treatment options are. Now, there's some very simple stuff.
We're up to 21 people live on YouTube now.
Well, welcome to YouTube, kids. And all the doctors tell both of us the same thing, I'm sure, which is lose some fucking weight.
Yeah, lose some fucking weight is very common. They're, I mean, they don't even say some anymore. They say lose more weight.
And it's at first it was nice, and then longer
I'm actually doing that. God, the whole fucking episode is turning into nothing but health talk, which it's normally not, people.
No, but
normally we talk about
it is a lot.
Yeah, it is kind of loud. But I am doing the whole weight loss thing, and the way I'm doing it is probably the best way for my personality type, which is gamification. I've got another buddy, in fact, the one that's using the CPAP, and he and I are doing a contest for who can lose the most weight each month.
Oh, is that healthy though?
It's I won $100 so far. So it's healthy.
It's healthy. It's good for your wallet.
It's totally healthy. It's working well. I'm enjoying getting the money.
And how are you cheating and or gaming the system is the real question.
What the gaming the weight loss, not so much cheating. I did send them a $400 gift certificate to a really good restaurant. So
that is so mean. I love it.
I mean, that was my Christmas gift. It was right before the contest started. So technically,
go have a big 80-ounce steak, big
he loves
potatoes.
Those. He loves the steaks. Yeah, he's a big steak guy. But no, I don't know. I mean, I've been doing the same thing for a while. I guess the biggest thing is just going out for freaking walks, which I have a limited time to do that in Austin because right now it's still relatively cool. It's in the 50s. So going out and just having a walk is very enjoyable. When it's 115, not so much.
No, well, that's why you need the ability to do that at home. You get a treadmill, which we've got. I kind of prefer the recumbent bike.
Yeah, so he bought one of those $8,000 bikes. What do you call that thing?
The
Peloton?
Ones?
He bought a Peloton.
Oh, the Peloton thing. You're right. Yeah. With all the magical screens in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I asked him, how's that working out for you as a clothing rack? And he didn't think that was funny. So apparently, he's used it a couple times, but I think that's about it.
Well, then for me, the issue is once any kind of the heart issues are going on,
Yeah.
You're afraid to fucking exercise.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
So it's nice now that it's been calming down because I've been back on the bike. And last night, I actually slept like 8.5 hours. I was like conking out at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I think I usually do about 5.5, 6.
So, I could tell that
I'm in bed for 12, but I sleep for about 5 to 6.
Well, you have to do the whole blood transfusion thing every night, the blood of a 12-year-old or something like that.
Keeps me healthy.
It even works.
Hey, 18, please. 18.
Oh, sorry.
No 12-year-olds here.
You have them locked up in the basement until they reach the age of 18. And then you never know what kind of weird health stuff Gene is doing.
Blood transfusions is a real thing.
It is. Well, the richer you are, the more likely it is that is an option.
Statistically.
And Gene has $18 billion in Russian accounts. Of course, he can't get access to any
Can't get at them. I know. They're fucking frozen. Sucks.
And speaking of all the health stuff, I did just get some stuff from my parents. I got it for them from our buddy Cal at lavenderblossoms.org.
No, are they sponsoring now?
No, but I did. I told him if he wanted to come on, I'm like, this was the show. I'm like, I'd like to find out a lot more about all the CBD and how it's being used. And, 'cause he's a pretty knowledgeable guy about all this stuff. And I'm like, if you ever want to come on to Unrelenting on a Friday, because it's like, well, Bemrose, he ain't going to talk about that. It's like, it wouldn't fit with Planet Rage. So it's like this. No. We always talk about health stuff. You say we don't a lot, but it comes up a lot.
I try not to, but we're not horribly healthy people. So we do talk about health.
And we're trying to stay alive.
Right. No, it's true. All right, let's talk about something else, though, because this is a topic that's killing the buzz.
No, it's not. I see somebody in the Yahoo chat just said CBD works great for his PTSD. And this is something I know nothing about using the oils
drugs
orally. I know that they're used externally for all, the pain relief and stuff.
The oils generally end up being oral when you're puffing on something smoking,
which I don't.
Yeah, right. You want to talk about CBD? Talk to Adam.
Well, of course, but I know nothing about this, and it's like if you're going to talk to Adam, you may as well talk to Cal because he's the guy that knows everything.
Is he?
Yeah, well, he sells it.
Oh,
that's his own business. So he knows.
Yeah, okay. So he probably does. He knows how to sell it anyway.
Yes, he sent a bunch of stuff, like I said, for my parents, and he threw a bunch of extra stuff in, and then he sent me a long email with the breakdown on each one and what they do and how much you want to use and what it's for. And I'm like, this is a lot of good information. Because my dad has trouble sleeping, where I normally don't, but my dad has trouble sleeping, and of course, the doctor gives him, a benzo to sleep.
Hey, Scroats McGoat says he prefers sublingual.
So that would be sublingual.
That would be under your tongue.
I'm like, lingual is speech, but yes, that would make sense. I'm just slow today. What can I say?
Yep. No shocker there.
But it is really nice to feel nothing in the heart area. Well, no, because I guess if you feel nothing in the heart area.
We got Scroats McGoats here, who is the guy that Tim Pool told to fuck off.
Well, why? Well, Tim Pool's an asshole. I've been telling you this for years. The Beanie Pool Boy is not who you want to be watching.
You have been saying that for years. You're correct about that. Indeed. You've never been a big fan of Tim Pool.
No, because there's too much. I just want information. As crazy as this may sound, because I do multiple podcasts where I do nothing but opinion stuff. I can't.
Do you do a podcast that's not opinion?
No, but I don't have time to listen to somebody who has just doing an opinion show. I just want the data so I can give my opinion. I want the data so I can give my opinion.
Yeah. No, I get that part of it. I don't know. To me, I've always enjoyed his live show. I'm not so much a fan of his, just him as a talking head giving an opinion, but I've always enjoyed the live show. And I like Luke on there. And now that Luke is no longer on Timcast, because he's down in Florida doing his own thing, there is a lot less reason to watch Timcast. And, I don't know if you've been following all the drama the way that I have, but as a result of that drama, much like Scroats McGoats, I have canceled my membership.
Whoa!
I canceled my membership after 14 months of paying Tim. I am no longer paying him. Did that. In fact, I did that before Skirts My Goats. But
I know you were running to give the money to the Mug Club guy.
Yeah, right. There's another grifter for you. Yeah, it's all about who can do the best grift, I guess. Honestly, I've been giving way too much money in super chats to a variety of people, generally female types, and running smaller channels.
Yeah, this was going to also be my guess. Mm-hmm. I'm not getting any super chats from Gene.
No. Well, you're not a female type, for one.
I'm not 18 to 23 and stacked.
There aren't any of those in this whole group, though, unfortunately. These tend to be the late 20s, early 30s type female YouTubers.
Well, that's a little more age appropriate for you now that you've hit your 60s.
Not really. What the hell's the difference, dude? You know, I know what a right age for a woman is, and it ain't my age.
Your physical age is like 106.
114.
Your doctor's like, you should have died like weeks ago, man.
My doctor is impressed as hell that I'm alive.
Every time you walk in the door, he's like, damn.
Exactly.
I can't believe you're still here.
Yeah. No, that's but he's trying to kill me nonetheless.
Well, that's what doctors are there for.
Mm-hmm.
My doctor's been out for months, so I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
So we'll find out eventually, I guess. Or he'll just never be back.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out when you're not here. Exactly.
What happened? Go on. Bum, bum, bum.
Gone. Well, that sucks. So, speaking of being gone, I still need to figure out how to do the show even when you're not around.
You talking to a microphone?
Well, I can do that. I need to learn how to get on the goddamn stream.
That's easy enough. Didn't anybody ever give you that information?
I've been asking Bemrose for that for literally a year.
He's like, no thanks.
But he says, okay, get on IRC and I'll tell you. I'm like, motherfucker, you know I'm banned. I can't get on IRC.
He gives that information to like everybody else. There's like 4,000 people that go live.
There are 4,000 people on the stream, but and incidentally, for people that are on YouTube that don't know what the hell I'm talking about, it's the No Agenda stream, which is a 24/7 live stream, audio only thing that is operated by Adam Curry.
Yeah, your favorite podcast app.
Actually, technically, it's not operated; it's paid for by Adam Curry.
Yes, it's operated
not so much operated by Bemrose.
No, Mark Van Dyke, the Great Void Zero.
Yeah, kind of, but Mark wants nothing to do with it, and has said that multiple times.
Maybe, but Bemrose doesn't really know. If the stream goes down, Bemrose calls Void Zero.
He might call him, but yeah, Mark operates the hardware, the infrastructure that the stream runs on. Bemrose operates the stream. Adam pays for the stream, which is really everybody pays for the stream, technically.
And as you get older, you get an intermittent stream.
Is that how that works? Intermittent. Yes. Well, I'm not there yet. Well, I guess I get to 140 before that happens, but maybe we'll see. Yeah,
so we're both in the wait. We should sync up our Apple Watches.
Can we switch topics or something? We're not syncing goddamn thing. We're not chicks. Guys don't sync things. Chicks sync things.
Let's sync up our Apple Watches. We'll lose weight. We'll have some mojitos.
Dude, I don't even use an Apple Watch anymore. But remember, I'm giving away my Apple Watch to whoever buys or whoever wins randomly out of the people that buy the poncho this month.
Oh, how many have sold? Because I have to do my review. I got my poncho.
Well, you better hurry the fuck up because the last review was hilarious.
Am I in the, can I get into the thing where I can win the Apple Watch too?
Let me say yes, just to entice you to do a review and then tell you while we're doing the giveaway that you're not qualified for it.
Come on, man.
Dude, you already have an Apple Watch. I'm not giving you another one.
But I can give it to my wife for Valentine's Day and tell her it's a gift. I bought your damn ponchos, man. I was the first one.
I don't know about that. There was a few other folks that bought them as the first ones.
There was a lot of first.
No, I think so far right now, I've been advertising them on the stream fairly regularly here. And I think we've gone through 300.
That is pretty good.
Yeah. People are buying them. Because, on Griftcast, the advertising rules are literally the 180-degree exact opposite of the rules on podcasts.
Which is give us the most advertising that we possibly can.
10 minutes of ads for every 15 minutes of a stream.
Now, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Which came in with a boostergram. which is
what's a boostergram? Explain that to people that have never heard of that.
A boostergram is podcasting 2.0's way of allowing you to move money in Bitcoin / Lightning format from you to your favorite podcasters without any centralized.
So you're saying it's sort of a Bitcoin grift.
Yes, exactly. If you want to find out more, you can go to newpodcastapps.com. But
that's right.
The question is from your best buddy, comic strip blogger.
Well, I thought you said Adam Curry was my best buddy, but
no, okay. Comic strip blogger is your new best buddy.
And just to let people know that I've never heard of this guy, there's no reason to hear of this guy. Comic strip blogger is banned. He's been banned. He cannot talk to me directly or indirectly. He's not allowed to be mentioned on any podcast that I'm on or any shows that I do. So I don't know what you're talking about. I literally have no idea what you're talking about. There's no such character.
An anonymous person would like to know if you have any Slavic ancestry at all.
An anonymous Hitler can go and fuck himself to hell.
Wow, this seems like thou does maybe protest too much.
Yes, because we all know that deep down, Polish people are actually fascists.
All of them?
Yep, every single one.
What if there's somebody? We don't want to get. We have Polish listeners.
Do we now? I don't think we do.
You don't think we have any?
Nope, we have no Polish listeners that live in Ireland. Not a single one.
Ireland's a nice place to live. Well, it used to.
It is a good place to live, but that's like the worst combo right there. Polish and Irish.
Thank you. That's exactly what you have going here, which is why I will stand up for my Slavic brothers.
Yeah, you stand up for your Slavic brothers. That's right.
He wants to know if you were just Jewish, accidentally born in Russia.
Accidentally born in Russia. Again, he could go fuck himself.
What does accidentally mean? See, Pepperidge says he's Polish or she's Polish or they're Polish.
Did you just misgender Pepperidge?
I don't know. I don't know Pepperidge. I'm like, this is it. Me, she, they. This is the
it's
right. This is a very strange time we live in.
Exactly.
Like, oh, no, you can't say that.
Yes.
You can't do this. You can't do that.
Yes.
See, okay, thank you. Pepperidge, Polish.
Yeah.
I'm with him.
Well, I would say this for any anonymous listeners that are curious about people's genetics. I'm curious about your family's address.
Are you going to send them presents?
I'll trade that info. Give me your family back home's address. I'll trade you the info for my genetics. How's that?
Will you send them an orange poncho?
They'll get something. I guarantee you they'll get something.
How many orange ponchos are still in the garage?
Thousands are still in the garage.
Can you even get a car in there?
No, there's no car in the garage, just ponchos.
Nice. Well, and some old work.
And I don't know if you noticed, well, you probably haven't because you haven't looked at Amazon for the ponchos, but the price dropped.
Again, I got them at like 11 something. What are they?
Oh, no, you got it at the right price. Yeah. So I did the math. I'm actually losing money in every sale.
Which is why people were like, I want to buy these.
That's
now.
Totally why they're doing it. Exactly. That's exactly why they're doing it. So which explains why so many have sold, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so my plan is to, once 1,000 have sold, to start bumping the price back up to try and recover a little bit of my costs.
Once the reviews are pouring in.
Yeah.
Saying just what a delightful product they are. They're still at $11.69. Good poncho, nice and lightweight. To the eye.
You tried it on? Red. Now, does it fit? Here's the question. Now, you're about, 6'11", 480 pounds.
I have not taken one of them out yet, but I'm like 6'6" and right at 300 at this point.
You could have lied.
I could have, but I didn't want. This is theater of the mind. I don't want people thinking I'm Jabba the Hutt. I mean, I've got enough issues going on.
At 6'9", 400 is probably. Is that Andre the Giant? No, he was 7 foot something.
Yeah,
wasn't
he was. Yeah, he was big.
Because he was over 400 pounds, but he was 7'2", something like that.
He was quite big. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, he had big, he was proportionally big. It wasn't just he was not fat. He was just big.
And we do have one review for you from Anthony Anselmo. He always comes in with requests on the Rock and Roll Pre-Show before No Agendas.
Yeah.
And this is the greatest review I've seen in a long time. True story, saved my family's life and fought climate change is the headline. The fact that Amazon lets these things go is great.
I know. It's awesome.
Like nobody is even paying attention. If you will allow me, I'll read this because I think this is hilarious.
Read the whole damn thing. I'll actually pop it up on the screen while you're reading it, probably.
This amazing product saved our lives. We were driving up in northern Alaska, jamming to some Taylor Swift when our car completely broke down. We called for help using our Graphene OS phone and pulled those out of the glove compartment. The one poncho was big enough for my entire family. As we were waiting, a deer came up to the car, obviously somewhat freezing from the inclement weather. He lay down and started to fall asleep. I was able to use one of these to cover the poor animal, and it kept him warm as well. When the highway patrol and the local game warden arrived, we were able to jumpstart the car, and also they transported the deer to the local park for treatment. Praise Dvorak. This amazing product saved not only my family, but helped save the planet. Truly an outstanding product.
It's a hell of a review. And honestly, I think he's in the lead for the Apple Watch at this point.
There's no doubt. There's nothing even, that's it. This is,
I mean, he's got the rest of the month for the contest, but that's damn good, man.
That is setting the bar right there.
That is setting a very high bar. He's a very creative advertising writing person for sure.
Well, he could have used ChatGPT. You don't know.
No, for that he couldn't have. I do know because I use ChatGPT and
you couldn't come up with anything.
Not like that creative, believe me. I did have it write some ads for the product, actually. They're not implemented anywhere, but just to see what it would do for ads. It's pretty good, but not that level of good, for sure.
I like the Praise Dvorak part.
The Praise Dvorak was so inside. I mean, there's so many other things inside. So literally half the messaging is all tongue-in-cheek for people that are in the know with the No Agenda social network.
Yeah, you got to mention Taylor Swift.
That was just for you, clearly.
Yes.
So, and for anybody that is on the 21 people on YouTube now, Darren is a huge Taylor Swift fan who's been debating people on the merits of Taylor Swift's music.
I am drinking my
for a while.
Electrolytes right now out of my Taylor Swift water bottle, Tervis. It's a 20-ounce Tervis water bottle.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's the closest you'll ever come to Taylor Swift.
That's true. The concept that I was debating wasn't whether Taylor Swift is. I mean, people can like whatever they want to like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The concept that I was debating, and I don't know if the dude was debating the same thing, or I think he was trying to pull the ultimate Gene troll, but he was just not good at it. He was not good at it because every time you'd come up with, well, look at this stat. Well, that's not real.
Not really.
Right. That was, he said Menudo was the same thing as Taylor Swift. And then I posted the Billboard charts for Menudo, who had one hit single, and Taylor Swift, who's had like 50 number ones and 100 and something top, whatever it was.
50 number ones? What, every single song on every single album she's had has been number one?
Probably. There was at one point when I think it was the most recent album, when Midnight's, the most recent album, dropped. Because of the way they do things now, we release one single like we did back in the day, when there was radio. There was at one point the Billboard Top 10, all 10 songs were Taylor Swift. So,
really?
Yeah. It was like the first time that had ever happened in Billboard history. Makes sense because the times are a little bit different. But the argument I was having was you cannot buy a music career to the extent of where Taylor Swift is, which is the top artist for over a decade. Now, money can buy you a hit song. I mean, the payola, we all know that's happened. The marketing will definitely help. But you can't do this for an extended period of time. Because then I'm like, well, why has nobody else done this?
Would you agree with me that she's gotten better over the years?
Yes. Well, yes, her performance has definitely gotten better because she started when she was like 16, which who knows what the fuck they're doing when they're 16.
Yeah, 14, I thought.
Maybe. I mean, when she got signed, I don't know when the first album came out, and she was
She was under 18 on the first album for sure.
Yeah, and the whole country vein was very much in the country vein. And then went into pop and then, continued to get more and more pop as...
My first exposure to Taylor Swift, the first time I heard her was actually on No Agenda when the guys were making fun of her because it was a clip of her in the studio. And I think it was some piece that was done on her as one of the youngest blah-de-blahs, whatever the youngest was. And the little bit of recording of her was... she kind of hummed something that was out of tune, and then the musicians, played the backups for her. She kind of sang it, and she says, "Yeah, no, I think you're off a little bit. Let's try this." And it was kind of like, oh my God, here we go. Who is this chick? And I remember Dvorak, like being Dvorak as usual, being grumpy about it,
right?
And saying, yeah, this she's never going to last. This is clearly one of those, completely made up feel good story type things, and this girl doesn't know how to sing.
And he also said there was no inclination evidence that people would want to use a mouse.
Yes, he's the man that is famously predicted back in 1983 that the mouse is a fad and no one actually wants to use a mouse.
I don't think he said that. I will back him up and see. He said as of this point, there's no evidence that people are going to want to. I don't think he said it wasn't going to work.
He says the mouse is dead.
Okay, well that didn't quite die then at that point. But I will agree, when she started, not a good singer, but that was the first thing people went after her for, was not a
Somebody
good singer.
Somebody says, leave John alone. In fact, John D says, leave John alone.
See, there you go. You don't keep harping on the poor old guy.
Oh, well, you're the one calling him old. I think he's a spry young man.
I mean, physically, he's probably younger than both of us now.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
This is the problem. And that was a good argument. That was a good thing to say. There was no question she wasn't a great singer.
And Apple has mostly shifted to trackpads, so he's technically right 60 years later.
Maybe. And the trackpads are nice. There's no even I see Bandrew from the Bandrew Says podcast using one on his desk, and I thought about that. It's like, I don't know how that would be different if I could just change my mouse pad with a mouse on it to a trackpad. It's like, that might work.
I will tell you this, that for gaming, the mouse cannot be beaten. Because
you want fast.
It is a combination of something, especially with the current high-end generation of laser mouse. Like, I've got a $300 mouse that I'm using here that is meant for gaming specifically. And I can literally have a range of movement of the mouse that was about a 1/4 inch that covers my entire screen.
Right. Very small movement.
Absolutely tiny little fingertip movements. And it has 32 different button inputs on it.
Ooh.
Now, there's not 32 buttons. That would be insane.
Can you imagine that on a mouse?
Right. There are a variety of things that you can press and have, shifts and whatnot. And the buttons are also touch sensitive. So the pressure, depending on the pressure you apply to the buttons, different things are assigned to different pressure levels. It's a fancy mouse. And if you slightly lift it off the desk, then it turns into a joystick, and it's got a gyroscope, so you can actually pivot it and fly stuff.
This seems way more complicated than you need to cruise OnlyFans.
Yes, because I'm not cruising OnlyFans. I'm playing video games.
Gotcha.
I know it's a shocker for people to realize I play video games, but you
still play those video games. People in the troll room, trollroom.io, were looking for you to give away a spaceship, maybe as part of the
spaceship.
Yeah, the poncho
that would be much cheaper than giving away an Apple Watch. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Somebody else here is asking also, what's the contest? The contest, which apparently I decided to announce without really thinking it through, was that out of everybody that shows me, meaning you can't just buy the poncho. So it's a poncho sales contest, right? So I'm selling these ponchos on Amazon. Here, I'll put it back up here.
Yeah, so this is totally not a legal contest or anything like that, because this isn't a corporation running this. This is just a guy who's like, hey, if somebody does something funny,
exactly.
I'll send them something.
But it's random, so it's not, there's nothing illegal about it either, as far as I know. But it's basically whoever of the people that buy the poncho and then demonstrate it, either by putting in reviews on Amazon with photos, or if you're like really don't want to do that, just sending me a photo of yourself in that thing that I can then publish
in the poncho
that I can then publish on Amazon myself. So it's still, the photos will still be public. It's just your name won't be attached to them, right?
If you want to send Gina,
but of that group of people,
hanging brains. That's all you want to see is hanging out of the poncho.
Don't give them bad ideas. But of the people that do that. Now, you will have to buy the poncho, and you may not get a watch as a result. But one lucky person will get problem. My actual. So again, it's not even a brand new Apple Watch. It's really not that big a deal. But it's my Apple Watch that they will get for for winning the contest, which will be random out of the group of people.
It's totally that not a contest
have told me
because you can't do that legally. That was
why can't you do contests legally? What the hell's wrong with that?
Ask Adam Curry. They have had long chats about this.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, what's to stop me from just giving my watch away? Nothing. Whatever you call it. It's not a contest. Fine.
You're just
not a contest at all. It's a giveaway. Is that legal?
Yeah. Well, it's one guy that is randomly going to give this away to a friend who sends something to him or post something somewhere else.
Well, I don't want to make it sound like it's rigged.
Well, of course it's rigged.
Because you just said it was. Well, you're not getting the damn watch. I guarantee you that much.
Well, see, that would be.
Then again, you're no friend either. So
right. You're proving it's rigged.
And then Dark Meta says he wouldn't even want a free Apple Watch. I get that. I mean, I'm not wearing an Apple Watch right now either. So I have one of these.
The one who must not be named says, "Tell Gene I apologize for asking the ancestry question.
For fuck's sake, quit reading messages from people that are banned."
He wants to make peace with you.
Oh, whatever. He wants to make peace. He knows how to do it.
Don't want to be Putin with him.
Yeah, he knows exactly how to do it. Nah, it's funny. It's funny. People always want to make peace when they're losing, don't they?
I don't know. Ask Putin.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, it's lucky for Ukraine that Putin's in charge and not me.
Well, I think everybody's lucky.
I think they are. Yeah, I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Speaking of Ukraine, because we need to stop talking about these topics.
We were talking about ponchos.
Poncho's a good topic, but
losing weight.
That's enough. Did you see the chemical weapons being used out there?
We were asking about. No, I didn't see anything about the chemical weapons, but we were talking about Taylor Swift.
Really?
You got me off the Taylor Swift contest. That's way more.
Yeah, we're done with that. We're done with Taylor Swift. So the trending last night on Twitter was Zelensky war criminal.
Well, of course.
Yeah. And man, that was expensive to pay for the PR agency to put that up. But that was definitely the trending topic. So things are not looking so hot for the old Ukraine there.
Well, you saw Jenny Paspaki.
I did not see Jenny Paspaki, no.
Oh, no, she was going off again on how dangerous it is to have free speech. And I'm sure maybe that was what triggered her off, because this was
who?
Jen Psaki, Jen
Psaki, the redhead with no soul.
Peppermint Patty,
yes.
The one that
Peppermint Patty, yes.
Gone now from Biden's being spokeshole.
Right. Where was she speaking? She on Fox? Or?
She's on MSNBC now.
Okay.
The bastion for freedom. And
yeah.
But she was going off on how dangerous it is to have these platforms that allow misinformation and lies to be spread. Don't you know how dangerous that is? It's like, no.
Super, super dangerous. That's why she doesn't like Twitter then, I bet, huh?
Well, right, exactly. Now she doesn't like Twitter. When they were banning everybody, she wanted them to.
Right.
It was great.
She loved it. Everybody was saying, that's a private company. They could do what they want. That was the tone they were using.
They're changing their mind.
A little bit of mind change happening. That's for sure. Although I will say, my old account is still banned on Twitter. That never got flipped.
Really? What was the reason why you were booted from there?
Oh, I think it was a death threat or something. I can't remember.
Okay, well, maybe that was a little too severe then.
Well, people need to watch what they say, apparently.
Allegedly.
So that account's still turned off. The new account's working fine. My co-host on the Griftcast, the guy that actually knows video shit, unlike me, I just pretend to. His account was restored yesterday for the first time in 2.5 years, I think, or 2 years.
That's a long time.
That was the end of our show, basically, because when he realized, somebody told him, "Hey, I think your account's back." When he saw his account, he was no longer tuned in to being on the show. He was like, okay, you talk about some stuff. And then he's playing with his phone, trying to get his account back configured. And it was funny. Definitely.
It is the dance of social media now.
Yeah, but he had like thousands of followers and stuff. I think I had maybe 1,000 or something. I don't really even care that much that I haven't gotten my old account back because I've been using the new one quite well. And they haven't banned the new one, which is good so far. Although they are banning accounts again.
It's a new regime.
Yeah, the new regime, same as the old regime. There's plenty of accounts getting banned. And a big topic of conversation that I've had on Griftcast is relating to the Eliza Blue stuff. God, I was spacing out her name. And we haven't talked nearly as much about it. I think I brought it up maybe on one of the other podcasts that I do, but like because of Eliza, who was fairly connected with Elon. There's been some speculation as to what that meant. A lot of people that were posting things that were negatively portraying her on Twitter. Dark Meta says, Elon Musk liked my comment. That means I'm important now. Yeah, that means you're super important, and now you can get other people banned.
And now Gene mentioned you right here. Yeah. That means you've just gone
nothing.
Way
that
up.
Literally means nothing that Gene mentioned you. Scroats McGoats, he became super famous when Tim Pool told him to fuck off, and now he's been hanging out on a variety of...
Now the poor guy has to watch your show? YouTube my God.
I know. How sad is that, right? It's super sad, and I'm sure things will someday get back to normal. So finishing this topic, a lot of people have ended up getting banned or temporarily banned or told to delete a post. Otherwise, they can't come back on Twitter. And this is all with the new administration. So there's kind of a bit of the new guys are no better than the old guys. And incidentally, I posted a tweet yesterday, or I shouldn't say posted. What would be the phrase here? I'll show it here on the screen. No, I guess I tweeted a photo of a past tweet of mine, if that makes sense.
It's unrelenting.
I just put it up on the screen. And it was a reply to Yoel Roth when he was still working at Twitter on November. Well, I don't know if you have YouTube, I guess. On November
I do like
3rd,
that you get a lot
to him.
Smaller in the video. That's a lot.
Fuck you. Fuck you, dude. Such an asshole. And I was saying, back last year in November, I said, Yoel Roth should not be fired. He should be in prison. And that was back when he was still working for Twitter, when Elon Musk said, Yoel's doing a great job turning this thing around and getting people back on Twitter. Now, that was a horrible Elon impression. I wish I would have had my AI impression running, but I don't. So, but the thing is, you can't really. Well, there's two things. One is you can't change a company unless you replace every person in the company. That's one thing.
Or at least the people in control, you have to know what the people under you are doing, because you see.
The thing is, if you replace just the people in control, you have to remember that they were the ones who hired the people that were underneath them. And if you keep those folks and you just replace the control guy, you can't expect everybody to just instantly switch what their default actions are, because you weren't the one that hired them. Somebody else did, and somebody you had to replace. And so what you have at Twitter right now is a handful of new hires by Elon, and the remainder of the people were hired by the people that were there for years, who were invested in the liberal ideology and, don't really give two shits about free speech or anything else like that. So there's it's going to take a long time, and a lot of more people are going to need to be replaced before Twitter can at all be, perceived as no longer having any kind of speech restrictions.
Well, yeah,
so I think it's still going to have that.
The enemy within, no question.
Yeah, totally.
And speaking of that, breaking news, the FBI searching former Vice President Mike Pence's Indiana home for classified documents. When this is
why not? Stop? Yeah, who cares? They're going to keep doing this shit.
When are they going to search Obama's home? That's all I want to know.
Oh, you can't do that.
Why? It's too well guarded.
You know exactly why. No, because the last thing you need is mass protests because of police brutality by the FBI.
Don't we already have that?
Yeah. No. We just have, police. We have the 4 black officers that are clearly white racists in Georgia. That's what we have.
You mean Memphis, right?
I thought they were in Georgia.
The Tyree Nichols thing, that's Memphis, I believe.
Oh, Memphis. Okay. I thought they were in Georgia. Why am I thinking Georgia?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was that.
And then there is still the kind of things popping out that the one cop that sent the pictures out, it was talked about a lot of places, including No Agenda, that there's a possible connection to maybe the guy was fucking one of the cops' girlfriends or wives or something like that. Yeah. That's the latest twist of that story, which would make it a little different. But from what you can gather, Memphis is not in a better place due to the defunding the police a couple of years ago, where a lot of the senior officers left. And when you don't have
that's what
officers,
happens. Yeah, when you don't have money for them, they tend to leave.
And then the people that you're left with aren't as good. They maybe aren't as well trained. Yeah. They aren't as, the younger cops, I'm assuming, are a little more aggressive on average than the older cops.
I would think so. I mean, they're trying to, do what the cops do in movies.
Right.
That's typically what happens.
See, Hollywood fucked up everything. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that.
That is the issue.
Hollywood tends to create a very specific kind of environment that they portray.
And it's a lot of guns.
In Hollywood?
Well, in the movies.
Oh.
Then they come around and say, no, guns are bad. But they use them in the movies. I love when people like, what's his name? The one that's probably going to go to jail for the Rush shooting now, Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. Yeah.
Guns are bad. Guns are bad. Guns are bad. Well, yeah, but you use them in all your movies. Why is that?
Yeah, exactly. No, he is. I think he is going to go to prison. God, I would love to see him go to prison. Let's put it that way.
You're going to be out there outside the courtroom holding up signs. Be a good idea. He could bring him out in an orange poncho.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I appreciate you mentioning the poncho and everything, but I don't know that there's a reason for him to be wearing one of these.
You could provide those to the prison system. That'd be the right
prison
color.
Systems. You want me to lose more money? Is that what you're trying to get me to do?
Yes. I'm losing money on every sale.
I am losing money on every sale. That's a technical true statement.
I'm going to buy some of those just because you're losing money. Make Gene feel better. Make him lose money today.
Yeah.
Well, you could sell them direct, but then you're right. Those, although I will say that the shipping.
I'm so not selling them direct, dude. It's a pain in the ass.
From Amazon came in an envelope. So
yeah.
Your box was thrown into an envelope and then thrown on my doorstep.
I know. That's exactly right.
And you're absolutely right, though. You didn't need the box. You could have just thrown those three ponchos in a bag.
That's the thing, right? So the reason I'm losing money isn't because their manufacturing cost is so damn high. It's because it's the first product I put up on Amazon, and every mistake was made.
Oh, I love everything. I love the box that somebody had to black out a section that was obviously not
me. I had to do that by hand for 5,000 boxes because my partner in the venture, who's a marketing guy, didn't bother proofreading, and there was a sentence from the template for the box.
Yeah, and there was one you missed. There was one you missed.
Print. What?
Yes, there was one you missed. I'd have to get the box where the old
How many did you buy?
From the template. I bought one box.
Oh, okay.
But there's one where the there is something on the box that mentioned like the whatever the template name for the business was, rather than saying Yukon, it says something weird.
Son of a bitch.
Uh-huh.
All right. Anyway.
Do you want me to get that and tell you what it is?
Nah, don't worry about it. I'll find it. I mean, now that you've told me it's there, I'll look for it. But that was literally like, that wasn't my job. That was my partner's job, goddammit.
Bastards. I hate when people don't do their jobs.
And then, so I was supposed to be the one that put the money in, and
I thought you were the face.
Was supposed to do everything.
Yeah, you were just the pretty face.
Yeah, I'm exactly. And then, anyway, so a lot of lessons to be learned. Now, one of which is don't really need a box. Because if you noticed, Amazon puts the box into a plastic bag.
Into a bag, right.
And they charge me for that bag because had I shipped them in a bag, so what are you getting is a poncho.
They could have just stickered
that is in a plastic wrap, like watertight.
Yes,
which is in a 3-pack of those inside of a box, which is inside of a plastic bag, which is inside of the Amazon box. I mean, there's way too many layers that are unnecessary for this.
Well, Amazon didn't even put it in a box. They just put it in the bag and threw it on our doorstep.
But inside the bag should have been another bag. You're telling me there's no bags? There's one bag?
Inside the mailing
Was there a clear bag around the box is what I'm asking. Because they charged me for that. That was like 38 cents per.
Oh, yes, they sealed it. So,
yes, they did seal it. Yeah, so that's 38 cents. And the only reason that they force you to do that is because I didn't ship them the product in a plastic bag.
See, there you go. There was
like,
your problem.
You motherfuckers, man. It's such a annoying thing.
Every sale loses Gene money. Go to Amazon now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like having that you signed it because every one of those boxes was in your hand.
It's touched by me with a black Sharpie.
Oh, so if you're out there and you want Gene's genetics, buy the boxes and send them to 23andMe.
I was wearing gloves.
You probably were.
No, of course I was.
Wipe them all down with the Apple Watch too. You better make sure you hit it with some isopropyl alcohol from top to bottom.
That watch is going to take a bath in peroxide before it leaves the house.
Got to get every last bit of genetic material off of there.
Now you're assuming there is any to begin with, but sure, why not?
And can you nuke these things to get them back so you could sell them and get them back to factory reset mode where you can't get any of the previous data out of? Which is something a lot of people I don't think understand when they get rid of things, especially like old computers. And they go through and they just delete their files and they think that means they're really deleted. So many times they're not.
Totally. No, that's absolutely right. That happens. That's why I've never gotten rid of a computer.
I know. I just I get rid of computers, but when I finally do, there's no hard drive in it.
I will say this is one thing that Apple makes really simple to do in their ecosystem is if you want to resell the watch or an iPhone or iPad or even a Mac computer, there is a very short, simple process that you follow to get that device ready for resale. So Apple takes care of doing the full wipe and ensuring that no bit of private data stays on that device.
And then do they try to collect a third of whatever you get to resell the product?
I know, right? Yeah. No, because they know they're any new person that's buying a used Apple product is a new person in the Apple ecosystem, and they're likely going to stick around. And so they're happy to have people reselling their used products because it just brings more people into the Apple enclave.
I mean, I've got my Apple Watch, I got my iPhone, I got my iPad Pro. I may as well get a Mac Mini. Be all in the Apple ecosystem. Hey,
we're up to 32 live viewers right now.
Hello, live viewers on YouTube right now.
Yeah, they can't see you, but they can see me talking.
You didn't tell me to turn my camera on.
Well, you're more than welcome to next time. I'm just had enough trouble trying to get my own damn shit running here, which I'm sure I'll find out from Manny later today that I did something wrong. Maybe many things wrong because I had a stream I turned on the other day by myself, and when he came back, before he came back, like there's messages popping up in chat during the stream. Dude, you didn't do this. Dude, you forgot that. What? And then I got an earful of all the shit that I screwed up when I went live. So I got a long learning curve here, man.
The current listener count on the Mighty No Agenda stream is 76. Mm-hmm.
76. Ooh, so we're still at about a third of the people of the stream right now. So that means there's over 100 people listening to us right now, or at least pretending to.
Or there could
We're in the background. Background noise. We're background noise.
In the troll room, Dug It Up says that YouTube and the VLC stream are very close to being in sync, which is also interesting.
That's amazing. Wow.
That's an oddity.
That is an oddity. And technically we're on 2 different YouTube channels, but I don't think the other channel has any viewers. I'm just putting it on there just for posterity's sake. This is going over it's going over the No Agenda stream. That's correct, John.
What about
this is a live stream and live video and live everything else. And, the plan is what we always had this plan. Now, to tell people, our original concept when we started doing the show was very much do it in video form. And we signed up for all the services and we tried it. We got the green screens working and everything, kind of working.
Yes, obviously you do.
Perfectly. Yeah, I know. Mine's working good these days. I guess we tried it on locals for like 2 months and then gave up because it was a lot more work for no more payback.
Right. But I think it is
somebody said Darano ++. That probably means they hate you.
Exactly. That's karma, dude. That's what you do in the troll room. Dug It Up in both places.
So I wouldn't know about that because I'm banned on the troll room.
Perma-banned.
Wouldn't know about that. Perma-banned from IRC.
No such thing.
I can no longer use IRC because I was perma-banned.
Who does the most hours live a week on the Mighty No Agenda stream? That's right.
You do.
It's close. Yeah. It's very close.
No, you do. You do more hours than Adam.
Well, he does about...
Oh, no, you don't, because he's got multiple shows, yeah.
He's live, because, he doesn't do Curry and the Keeper live, but he does the one with Dave live. So he does about 8 hours a week on the stream, and I do probably 9 to 10.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's close.
But he pays for the stream.
Exactly. He's very kind. He is very kind.
Yes, he's... Nice of him to provide you with a free stream, that's for sure.
To allow us to use it. And we try to promote the Mighty No Agenda show as often as we can.
Yeah, as one does when one promotes things, I guess.
It's all cyclical. It all works out.
It makes sense.
But we tried all the video stuff. One, as you said, it wasn't bringing in enough. No. And it's one of those things where maybe it just, as you postulated, it needs to be done with more regularity, meaning a show that's Friday mornings, just, one show a week. It's going to take years to get an audience built up for that. I think it either needs to be at a better time or it needs to be, because keep in mind, like right now, even with the people that are listening, there's almost nobody listening on the West Coast because it's too early for West Coast people. It's neither lunchtime nor really drive time. It's 9:30. They just got to work. They're like, fuck, I don't like this job. I hate this job.
They might not like their job. And incidentally, during COVID, when everyone's working from home, it didn't matter so much. But right now, everybody that I'm aware of, certainly friends in big companies like Amazon on the West Coast, they're all in the office again.
Cotton Gin says, I'm on the West Coast. I listen to you while showering. Thank you, Cotton Gin.
Yeah, and Mr. J says, Fatted History says, West Coast over here, lol. All right, so do you have a job? Let me ask you this question to both of these folks.
Now this
is not insinuating they don't, although they probably don't, but let's just say, do you work if you're listening to this on the West Coast?
Cotton Gin said he was listening naked, which, of course, if you're in the shower, that's the preferred way to go.
I mean, if you say you're showering while you're listening, that's reasonable. Well, that's fine. Dark Meta says, yeah, it's 9:30 here, 12:30 here, whatever. So East Coast would be 12:30. West Coast would be 9:30, I suppose. So I don't know. I mean, it's not an ideal time. 4:30 in the morning, Saturday morning here. Oh, where the hell? What?
That's got to be like Hawaii.
Yeah. Where is it 4:30 in the morning?
Or if it's Saturday, though, that's Hawaii? Tomorrow. That's like Australia.
That's Australia. Yeah. That's the other side there.
AU, there you go.
Meta says, my old job, we listen to podcasts all day starting at 7 a.m. Well, maybe that's why it was your old job. Working right now, but using an earbud on my left ear so no one can tell. Okay, see, now that's more like it. That's kind of what I would expect. So, I don't know. I mean, I do like also this idea of having a network, kind of like No Agenda Stream has a bunch of different shows on it.
Yes, running.
And this is why I suggested that the podcast that I do, that I also start doing on the Griftcast channel on YouTube, because that channel already has an audience of people that are subscribed to the channel, which I think is around 6,500 or something like that. So with that many people subscribed, a lot more people are going to be able to watch and listen to the podcasts while they're made, if there's any interest in them. Now, I don't know if this is particularly interesting, because this show that we're doing today, we started off by talking about health shit for like an hour. And then we switched to talking about some other topics like Taylor Swift.
Hey, we could talk about Taylor Swift.
We literally, you could talk about her for a long time. I know. Super fan.
I have some new Taylor Swift posters to hang up.
Yeah. But, you know, I mean, there's shit happening around the world that we normally would be talking about, like the use of chemical weapons in Ukraine.
See, that's boring.
Is it now?
Yeah, I mean, really, politics, isn't that getting boring at this point?
Okay. Well, I'll give you that. There is a little bit of boredom factor setting in, but I guess the thing that to me is making it less boring is that I've been rolling a boulder uphill for literally a year. Right? In pointing out the NATO war.
You should have put one of those orange ponchos underneath it. It would have been much easier to push up. It would have slid right up the hill.
Oh, yeah, because things slide up hills. Exactly.
Well, if you put the orange poncho underneath, it's like those magical furniture mover things.
Is that what it is?
It would be like, wow, it would, you could.
Should I sell that next? Should that be the next product? I should do a magical mover thing?
Yeah. Just cut the ponchos up into smaller bits and sell them as furniture movers.
Yeah. There you go. It's multi-use. It's multi-use all the way around. Well, you could definitely use the poncho as a rain collector or a impromptu still in a high climate, for sure, for purifying water.
True.
It's got a lot of uses, but again, it's something that everybody ought to have. And if you don't have one, then by all means, feel free to buy the one from my company. But if you already got one, you know, that's the important part. I just want to make sure people are actually, that they have emergency supplies.
But what we usually talk about is more what you've been watching, why the 80s were great. We talk about everything and anything, not any one in particular topic. Now, that's always been the question.
There was a person, incidentally, sorry to interrupt you there.
You're not sorry.
Somebody mentioned yesterday that they ordered 6 of them, and it turned out they ordered 6 boxes, so they got 18 ponchos.
They've got ponchos, yeah.
I know.
18
right?
of them. Yeah. That's going to be a lot of emergencies they're going to need.
Dug It Up says anti-gravity would definitely sell well.
Yeah, if we could come up with that device, that would be perfect.
Yeah. But, you know, you got to price anti-gravity and by weight.
I would suppose. Yeah.
Do you get it?
I'm just letting that sink in.
You pay me for having less.
Yeah. It's sinking in. That is,
I like that.
The ultimate grift.
Mm-hmm.
We do have 2 people to thank for today's show. We could do that.
Oh, somebody sent some money in?
Believe it or not. Well, it's been 2 weeks.
Oh, that's true. That's good. So 2 people in 2 weeks. That's awesome.
Right. Is it for a total of $10.65, which means we're making like $2 an hour, which is
perfect. That's awesome.
People on YouTube right now are like, for these guys, that's just about right. $2 an hour.
Yeah, $2 an hour. Man, they're getting overpaid.
That may be true. But they were both monthly donations, which I appreciate. Because if
so there are people that forgot that they were sending money, is what you're saying.
Probably. Then this is the best way to do it.
Yeah. Hey, we're at 33 people on YouTube now.
Ooh, that's the magic number.
Magic number, 33.
But Sir Truck Driver came in with $5.65 and Kevin Seifert with $5. And as I said, I mean, I know No Agenda was talking about this the other day too, because money's down everywhere. It's
down for everybody, except for this this YouTube channel is actually booming.
Which is good.
Yeah.
But what you get is everybody thinks, well, hey, we've got 1,000 listeners, producers, whatever you want to call them, to your show. And you feel like if I go to a pay system that's, even if it's $2 a month, if like, I've got 1,000 people, if I go to $2 a month, I'll make $2,000 a month. It's like, but then you go to a paid system for $2 a month and
you got like 20 people.
Yeah. If that.
Yeah. And I think this is a lesson that Tim Pool kind of learned, because while he's saying, oh, we're gaining more subs, we're gaining more subscribers all the time. Well, what he's not realizing is those of us that canceled, that have been with him for months, he's not going to notice that until next month, because we already paid for this month. So my subscription to Tim doesn't expire until like the 2nd of March.
So while you've stopped paying,
I've stopped paying, but he hasn't noticed jack shit. And I'm sure Scroats My Goats is thinking the same thing, because it takes, now if you cancel on like the 28th day of your subscription, he'd notice that right away. But of all the people that have canceled, and I've seen tons of people saying they've canceled, the average that he's going to notice that impacting him is probably about 20 days. It's between 15 and 20, but since this happened in the beginning of the month, I think a lot of people subscribe like on the 1st or, right around there. So my guess is Tim's really going to start feeling this next month. And even if he does get more new subs, which he's bound to, and look, this isn't going to at all kill Timcast. There's no illusions there. There's a ton of people that have auto-paid subscriptions to him that are never going to stop. Even if they don't watch him. In fact, because they don't watch him, they have nothing to be upset about. It's those of us that actually watch him that became disappointed with what he was doing, that all of a sudden started realizing that, hey, hold on, why am I supporting this guy? But people that subscribe but don't really watch, and it was only $10 a month, so it's not a huge subscription.
This is true. But if you like what you're hearing right now, you want to go to unrelenting.show. All of the information is there on how you can subscribe, and if you want to help support the show, unrelenting.show, and then be mentioned in the show. Because this is where I believe this show, more than any of the others that I do, because I know Planet Rage would never go this way. Larry does not like to monitor a chat room or anything.
Yeah,
Bemrose
we're
does
interactive.
Not like to interact with people live during the show. It's distracting.
You could have just stopped with Bemrose doesn't like people.
Well, that may be true too. So you and I think, have a unique ability.
Yeah, we're extroverts. The rest of them are introverts.
Maybe, but we also have the ability to hold a conversation and follow along. Adam Curry's very good at this with what's going on in the chat room, troll room, whatever you want to call it, and then interject that with the conversation. But I believe as the amount of people listening live goes up on this show, it's going to turn into something totally different.
Yeah.
Because the interaction is actually wanted and will be responded to immediately, rather than, it's just going on. I hate watching the YouTube videos and stuff where you've got the chats going on and then the person doing the video is not paying any attention to that at any point.
Yeah.
It's like, well, who cares?
Yeah. What's the point? And I know looking at it from the YouTube side, there's been plenty of people where I want to convey a message to them, so I want them to read it, so I do a super chat, and like Tim Pool being perfect example. And then let's say in my super chat I said, hey, you guys really need to get Adam Curry on, and here's $100 super chat to get that message to you. And it never gets read. There's nothing. And then meanwhile you'll see people reading like $10 super chats. It's like, motherfucker, what the hell? Do you just not like the contents? Or did your producer not highlight it because they don't look at the actual super chats? They have their own little separate feed that the producer is like clicking on shit that they want them to mention. Like Scroats My Goats comment. I mean, I would be shocked if Tim was actually the guy that clicked on that himself and decided to read it, because his reaction was, well, fuck you. Don't let the door hit you on the way out in the ass. That was, a paraphrasing of Tim's response. So I'm not sure that he clicked on it. I think it was probably his producer thought, oh yeah, this will be a good one to give Tim so that
to annoy him.
He'll have a really fun reaction to it. Because when he started reading it, I don't think he realized what the contents were until he finished reading it, at which point then he had a visceral reaction to it. So I don't know, man. I think the interactivity I enjoy from both sides. I enjoy being the person doing the show and having a live audience to interact with. But I also like being the live audience on other people's shows.
Right, you want to be the troll.
And then being able to actually say stuff that gets a reaction. Like I sent a $5 super chat to Brittany Venti, who's one of the people that's currently banned off of Twitter for All Day Lies of Blue stuff. And we were Manny, the guy that's on the Griftcast stream, wanted to get a picture of her to make the thumbnail. So I came up with this great idea. I'm like, I'll just ask her to pose for a picture. Why not? $5. So send her a super chat and say, hey, can you pose for a picture? We want to put you in a thumbnail. Well, that $5 donation resulted in her stopping talking about everything she was doing, like touch up her hair, play around with her clothes, and try and we got like a minute's worth of her like posing.
She's like, this is serious business. I need to look good for the picture.
And including like, there was pictures of her like holding her breasts in there and stuff. Not on purpose, mind you. She was like cleaning her shirt.
Right. Primping, getting
She's
ready.
cleaning the front. She was doing this, right? She's kind of like smoothing down the front of her shirt. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's for $5. That's a hella deal.
And that's
right
what you
there.
grabbed for the thumbnail was her like grabbing her breasts for
no. Well, I mean, that's the thing is like this is what you gotta remember is that I was being honest. Can we get you to pose for a thumbnail? Didn't tell her anything beyond that. No directions of how to do it. Everything after that point was all her. She's the one that is doing the activities that she thinks are appropriate to do given that donation. So it turned out pretty funny.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah. And I've gotten other people like I did a super chat with Jeremy from the Quartering, where I said, what's the message? Oh, I said, Jeremy wants to sell coffee. Tim wants to buy coffee at wholesale prices. There's only one way this thing could have ended. And amazingly, Jeremy actually put that super chat up on the screen. And I was like, yep, it's always fun to see people that kind of get a little smile on their face or get a little bit of interaction going with the audience. And then, of course, the interaction coming from me is always going to be some kind of a troll or a funny, jokey thing. That's what I enjoy doing.
You think you're funny.
Yes, here's money. Wipe my chest. Wipe your chest, please. It's for science. Yeah, and then Dug It Up says, Grifter's got to hustle. Scroats McGoats, Tim is delusional. Yes, he is delusional. But nonetheless, he is also wealthy. Doing $10 million a year.
He's very wealthy while being delusional.
Yeah. And I don't think you or I unsubscribing is going to make a whole lot of difference there. I think that this will be a rear view mirror issue. The math that Tim did is now that Jeremy has actually got more subscribers than Tim realized that you don't want to be at war with Jeremy because Jeremy likes drama, unlike Tim. Tim doesn't like drama. He wants to avoid drama. Whether he's right or wrong, he's not a drama fan. Jeremy loves drama. Jeremy lives in the drama realm. And so I think either Tim or somebody close to him told him this, that if you want to be at war with Jeremy, you're playing into Jeremy's strength. This is where Jeremy from the Quartering is going to be getting more and more subs, making more and more money, selling more and more coffee. Incidentally, I can't talk about Jeremy without selling some coffee at the same time. So let's see. As soon as I find because we have a thing. We have a discount code GriftCast.
It's unrelenting.
Promo code. There you go. Coffee brand coffee. Okay. Yes, we're still on Unrelenting, but we're also on GriftCast here. So if you go to Coffee Brand Coffee, the Quarter Inch Coffee, make sure you use the promo code GriftCast, and that will get you a 5% discount on your orders. Also,
5%? If you buy, come on, you could do better.
If you buy 5 pounds or more, you can do another 10% on top of that for 15% total discount.
But wait, there's more.
Not really. That's about as good as it gets, man. 5 pounds of coffee is a lot of coffee.
Does it come with an orange poncho, though? That's the question.
It does not come with an orange poncho. Absolutely not. No, but a pound of coffee costs more than the poncho.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's more enjoyable, too, to be fair.
Fuck you.
You could do more with it.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just saying, people should subscribe to Unrelenting.
And they should. Yeah. Yeah. So if you didn't, I'm not even going to say if you liked, I'm going to say if you didn't hate this, and this is the first time you're hearing Unrelenting being recorded live, as we are on YouTube. Oh, we're down to 30. We lost 3 people.
It says 28 here. So we are we're bottoming out.
We're bottoming out. We're not going to last much longer. But if you do like it, then definitely go to unrelenting.show. Don't ask me why it's not .com. It's just .show.
Because we haven't been around long enough.
And we haven't spent the money to buy .com, clearly.
I love getting up in the morning to Darren O'Neill.
Yeah. Nice self-promotion.
Hey, who did I learn that from? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Got to do it.
You
gotta do the pro self-promotion
as the podcast like Seinfeld.
We'll
talk about anything. We'll talk about everything. And we invite you.
And we do. We talked about medical shit today.
Yeah. And we have in the past, and we'll sometimes just talk about 80s music.
We talk about 80s music. We talk about food and cooking.
Well, very much so about cooking. Yes. Because we like to cook.
I got you to drink lemons.
And I got you to finally get a good air fryer.
You did get me to get a good air fryer. That's true.
I've got the lemons in the fridge. I need to make them. They've been in there like a week and a half now, so I got to make them.
Yes, a lemon a day. And it said, I'll tell you guys the same thing because Darren already knows this, but and I'm not like the originator of this. I also learned it from somebody else. It's a secret passed down from master to student generations. Is drinking a whole lemon. I don't mean the juice. I mean the whole lemon. So the first thing you need is a high-end blender that has at least 1 horsepower, preferably 2. And what you do is you cut the lemon in half. At least that's what I do. You start off, you lightly wash the lemon to take the wax off.
Wax off, right. Any hot water will do that quickly.
Hot water will do that, or a Brillo pad on the outside of the lemon won't damage the lemon, but it'll take the wax off it. And then you cut it in half, chuck it into the blender, and then you add water. Do you remember how much water do you add?
Not much. I was doing a little bit of coconut milk or a little bit of water. Just get it started. Yeah,
and I generally just do water because I don't know. I don't usually have coconut milk at home. Just to get it started, and then I put a little bit of salt in there, and I. Depending on what mood I'm in, I could put a little bit of artificial sweetener in there as well. And blend it up. And what happens is if your blender is sufficiently strong and powerful, it will completely disintegrate the skin and the seeds of the lemon. And what you end up with is a sort of a frothy milkshake consistency, or I guess maybe a slurpy consistency.
Kind of a slurry, yeah.
Yeah. So it's thicker than water or juice. Juice is just like water, right? But it is blended, and it's got just a whole bunch of tiny little air bubbles, which makes it a little frothy. And you drink one of those a day, and it not only is good for you from a vitamin standpoint, but I don't know. I just felt like more invigorated every day that I drank one of those things.
Well, I think there's a lot of antioxidants in the lemon.
Mm-hmm. Now, you put some additional stuff in there, don't you?
Very little. I've tried a few different things just to see what it does. You could do even a little bit of yogurt or something in there if you're, if it's something you're normally getting anyway and you want to change the consistency up a little. But otherwise, just the lemon. I like to throw in then just some ice cubes, which makes it cuts it. If you think the lemon's a little strong, it kind of makes it into like an Italian ice, which is delightful.
Yep.
So I dig that. But I highly recommend everybody try it. I mean, you may not like it, but I agree. It might just be the psychological effect, but there is something that you're like, oh, I feel healthier.
I wouldn't even say healthier. It's just, it fills you up, but it's very light is the way I would phrase it. And the thing is that most of the vitamins of fruits in general are in the skin or the pits, the seeds, right? And it's the same thing for the lemon.
Except when the pits are poisonous and you want to avoid them.
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, this is why I have full immunity to a number of different substances that people might want to poison me with.
Right, because what fruit pit? There's like a fruit pit that has like cyanide or something.
Yeah, a lot of fruit pits do. Apple seeds have cyanide, which doesn't work on me, so don't even try it. All you Polish people.
And I do want to say, breaking from our buddy Sir Luca, he shows me a screenshot here on No Agenda Social. Amazon will not ship your ponchos to Switzerland.
Really?
So
interesting. Okay, I will check on that. I will check on Switzerland, and I'll tell you what, if you really want one and I can't get Amazon to do it, I will ship it out to you direct.
You cannot get a better deal than that.
It may cost an arm and a leg because I have no idea how much shipping is to Switzerland, and I'm not picking up shipping for you for free.
Gene will pick up the poncho for free, but shipping is on you.
Yeah, I suspect shipping's probably more than the cost of poncho is what I'm thinking.
$8,000 to...
I don't know, man. I don't know. Shipping to Europe these days, it's like war rates.
I have not tried, so I don't know.
I have not either. But all I know is that Amazon has their own shippers, which is, at least here in the U.S. they do. I don't know if they do in other countries. Dark Matter said bananas are radioactive and emit antimatter. Every time you eat a banana, you're eating antimatter.
Well, maybe that's why my heart stopped fluttering. The bananas.
Yeah, because you're creating a big black hole inside where your heart used to be.
Exactly. I always thought that was the way it was.
Yeah, I kind of did too. At least with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Why else would you be such a Bill O'Reilly fan?
Because
hey, are you still paying for him?
No, I have never paid for him. My parents have paid for him. I thought you did.
Oh, you're leeching off of their subscription. Okay.
Technically, because they're fairly computer illiterate, the account is in my name, but they paid for it, so it's not me really leeching. But I like his broadcast because
your parents are gifting it to you. I see.
Exactly. Just like they are with their direct. I love that they have DirecTV because the DirecTV app now on Roku allows you to watch any channel that they have live streaming. So now for live sports, I never have to worry.
Ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
But you can do that. So it's great because otherwise, if I wanted to watch NASCAR, that was on, Fox. And if I wanted to watch something else, it was on Fox Sports. If I wanted something else, it was NBC. So it's rather than have to worry about all that, now I can just watch whatever I want live as long as they still have a DirecTV account. It all just works.
Which they clearly do.
Yes. So the streaming just works. But the O'Reilly thing, I think he is one of the few guys, and I know it's funny because when he was on Fox, he was the opinion guy. Once he started doing his own thing, it is a 4-night a week newscast that is, once you cut the commercial breaks out, like 35 minutes, but it is 90% informational and very little. He's gone to being, I just want to give you the information and not bloviate as much about what he thinks. So I find it to be a good news source that then I can take what I learned there and then bloviate myself.
I see. So it's only 10-minute show now.
It's very, close to it.
And how much does he charge?
As far as his opinion things go. Otherwise, it's about 30 minutes of news information. And he charges, it's like $70 a year, I think, for.
So it's $10, or no, it's $5 a month.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap when it comes down to it. And he's on the first. So if you have that channel, which DirecTV does, you can watch him every night at like 7:00.
Okay.
What you get for paying is mainly on demand whenever you want to watch it, and an audio only version, and the transcripts they will provide you with for every show. So it's nice to have that ability to grab what you want, which does make it easier for me, because if I watch the show and I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that, I can just go right back to the transcript, do a keyword search, be there, get what I need, and then go.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been that much of a fan. I don't dislike him, but he's never really done anything for me. He's got kind of I don't know. It does not look trustworthy, but I would say that about most Irish people.
Right. That could be it. Do not talk about my Irish brethren that way. We will get you. Ireland will rise again.
Your brethren.
Yeah.
I like Ireland. No, here's the thing. I like Ireland, and I like the Irish people that live there. It's all you Irish people don't live in Ireland that don't look trustworthy.
The problem. Yeah, that could be it.
I mean, when I was in Ireland, I've had no problems at all. Nobody stole anything from me. Everything was good.
Had a gay old time.
Let's face it, nothing was great, but everything was good.
Yes.
The food was,
The whiskey's good.
The whiskey, yes. The whiskey's good. Almost as good as it is across the border in Scotland.
I don't like Scotch.
The roads were something else.
Oh my God. It was different.
If you've never been to Ireland, the road, they imagine a typical American one-way, one-lane road.
And you want cars going wide.
Now put traffic. Now put traffic on there.
Going both ways.
Going both directions. Exactly. That's Ireland. The mirrors on the cars don't take a whole lot of effort to flip closed.
No.
And I thought that was a broken thing when I was there. I was like, why does the mirror on this car like barely stay opened? And then I realized, I guess somebody explained it to me when I asked, oh my God, there's a 5 Swiss franc donation just came in. Look at that. Yes, have some more Swiss grift shekels. Wishing you a great weekend, Sir Gene and Sir Darren. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You widely saw.
And the explanation was, well, it's for when you hit the other guy's mirror.
Yes.
That nothing breaks. Therefore, they both just close. It's like, Jesus Christ.
When we were in Ireland, we picked up our vehicle in Dublin. We were cabbed to the hotel. Then we were cabbed after a couple of days when we were leaving Dublin. We got a Range Rover or Land Rover, whichever one it was, whichever the bigger one is. And we learned this because we were driving down a road, and all of a sudden you heard, thump, 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 thump. Like, what the hell is that? It just kept snapping the mirrors as you went down the street because it was so damn close.
Yeah, it is crazy to see. And the craziest is when you have buses passing each other, because they literally have no room between them. Like you couldn't drop a quarter between those two buses going opposite directions without the quarter touching one of the buses.
And you could always tell the new tourists because they're looking at the other bus like, oh my God, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And I've been to a lot of different countries over the years, and some countries have small roads, and some countries have really just crappy drivers. Some countries have roads with no markings on them, but Ireland has absolutely gorgeous vistas everywhere. Like, you want to just stop and take a photo everywhere you go.
Yeah,
because it looks picturesque. Everything is beautiful, but yet, you realize that if you're driving a car, and I mean like a European car, not an American-sized car, you have to be paying attention to what's directly in front of you and behind you at all times.
Yeah.
You have no time to be looking around at the pretty scenery, because that road is literally a U.S. one-way road, except it has traffic going both directions.
Got to be on guard.
Absolutely.
Hey, tell you what.
And we started a little late, but I think we're going to end on time, right? We about done?
Yeah. I was going to say, let's do this again next week. What do you say?
You want to come on camera?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll figure out how to add you in next time.
You have a week to figure it out.
I do.
Good luck.
All right,
Adios. Man.
Adios.
Okay, just talk.
Let me talk over the ending music. The extra.
Let's try it again. Take
okay.
Adios.
Adios.